Imagine a society on the brink of transformation, a nation where centuries of tradition and inequality collide with new ideas of liberty, equality, and fraternity. The French Revolution, which began in 1789, marked a turning point in world history. In this video, we will explore the causes, events, and consequences of the French Revolution, and examine how it reshaped France and influenced the rest of the world. This comprehensive analysis is intended to provide an objective overview of one of history's most dramatic and transformative periods. Before the outbreak of revolution, France was ruled by an absolute monarchy under King Louis XVI. Society was divided into three distinct estates: the clergy, the nobility, and the commoners. The first two estates enjoyed privileges, including exemption from many taxes, while the third estate, comprising peasants, urban workers, and the burgeoning middle class, shouldered the burden of taxation, and were largely excluded from political power. Widespread poverty, hunger, and social injustice created a simmering tension that would eventually explode. A combination of long-term structural issues and immediate crises set the stage for revolution: social inequality and injustice. The rigid social hierarchy and the unfair tax burden on the commoners fueled resentment. The lavish lifestyle of the aristocracy and clergy starkly contrasted with the suffering of ordinary citizens. Economic hardship. France's involvement in costly wars, including support for the American Revolution, drained the national treasury. Repeated fiscal crises, food shortages, and rising bread prices further exacerbated the economic misery among the masses. Enlightenment ideas. The intellectual movement known as the Enlightenment challenged traditional authority. Philosophers like Voltaire, Rousseau, and Montesquieu promoted ideas of individual rights, democracy, and rational governance, inspiring people to question the existing order. Political corruption and inefficiency. The monarchy's inability to reform or address the country's financial problems deepened the crisis. The Estates General, an assembly that hadn't been called for over a century, was eventually summoned, reflecting the desperate need for change. Immediate triggers. The crisis reached a breaking point with events such as the convocation of the Estates General in 1789, which exposed the deep divisions within French society. The storming of the Bastille on July 14, 1789, became a powerful symbol of popular uprising against tyranny. Once the revolution began, a series of transformative events reshaped France: the storming of the Bastille on July 14, 1789. The assault on this medieval fortress prison in Paris signified the start of the revolution. It was a symbolic act of defiance against royal authority and the oppressive structures of the old regime. The Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen in August 1789. This seminal document laid the foundation for a new social order based on the principles of liberty, equality, and fraternity. It proclaimed that all citizens were equal before the law and had the right to participate in government. The abolition of feudal privileges. In the wake of the revolution, feudalism was dismantled, nobility lost their privileges, and the rigid class structure began to break down, paving the way for a more egalitarian society. The Reign of Terror from 1793 to 1794. As internal and external pressures mounted, radical revolutionaries led by figures like Maximilien Robespierre instituted the Reign of Terror. During this period, thousands of perceived enemies of the revolution were executed by guillotine in a bid to consolidate power and eliminate counter-revolutionaries. The rise and fall of revolutionary governments. The revolution saw the establishment of various governing bodies, from the National Assembly to the Committee of Public Safety, each attempting to steer the country through turbulent times. The constant power struggles, however, eventually led to instability and a shift in political dynamics. The French Revolution had profound and lasting effects on France and the world political reforms. The revolution ended absolute monarchy and paved the way for modern democratic institutions. It inspired a wave of political reforms and the idea that government should serve the people. Social change. The old social hierarchies were upended. New ideas of citizenship and equality emerged, influencing future movements for human rights and social justice. Economic transformation. The dismantling of feudal structures allowed for the emergence of a market economy, which laid the groundwork for industrialization and modern economic practices. cultural legacy. The revolutionary ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity resonated beyond France. They influenced political thought worldwide and inspired subsequent revolutions, from the Haitian Revolution to the Latin American Wars of Independence. Global impact. The French Revolution reshaped Europe by challenging the old order and inspiring calls for reform across the continent. Its influence extended to the United States and other parts of the world, contributing to the spread of democratic ideas and institutions. Today, the legacy of the French Revolution continues to be debated. While it laid the foundation for modern democracy, the violence and excesses of the Reign of Terror also serve as a cautionary tale about the potential dangers of radical change. The revolution reminds us that the quest for liberty and equality is often fraught with challenges, and that political transformation can have both positive and negative consequences. Conclusion. The French Revolution was a watershed moment in history. It not only ended centuries of feudal oppression and absolute monarchy in France, but also set in motion ideas and movements that continue to influence global politics. Its complex legacy of both progress and turmoil offers valuable lessons about the power of popular uprising and the enduring struggle for human rights. What do you think was the most important legacy of the French Revolution? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into history and its impact on our world.